let's go and support the pawn. Wonder what today is going to bring in store. Are we going for some massive blunders? They're going to capture. So they've developed two pieces now because we've captured the pawn. So we have to be very mindful of that. I'm thinking of baiting the pawn to come down here. I think we'll do that. Put a check on the king. Got the bishop back. Surprising. I'm going to put a check on the king with the queen, just to give them something to think about for a brief moment. And I will develop the knight because the queen is defending. So they're not doing any of that. Right, let's castle. Right, so we can maybe start pushing the pawn up and opening the dark square bishop. It's gone opposite our queen, so I think it's time to start doing a little bit of maneuvering. Problem we have is if we go there, we then can come here with a check on our queen. Means bishop takes, knight can take, I suppose. Let's move it here. Let's move it here. We're aware of this and this as well. Do we take? Yeah, let's take. Let's attack the bishop. Pawn's just protected by the queen at the minute. They might double up on there. That's future tense. Queen is down, looking not to get his pawns doubled, so we can take the bishop. In our mantra, knights hunt the bishops, we can go for a little bit of art. I don't know if it slows us down because, as we mentioned, they'll be probably looking to double on this pawn with the rook. We come here x-raying through. Bishop's got no protection. We don't have a check on their king. It brings the rook across. We take the bishop. The queen takes. Going to develop the piece and x-ray through. We're aware of this. Attacking the pawn. Oh, he's coming for a mate threat. But he's landed on our knight. On the queen. So I'm going to take the bishop here. And we do have a check on the king. We can take the bishop off the board as well. Just to get pieces off the board. I'm going to take with the check. And they're moving dead quick now, like they've done something wrong. I'm going to move the queen out of the way, attacking the rook. And see if we can trade off these rooks now. So it looks like we'll be able to trade the pieces off. So I'm just going to trade down. Right, nice one. Okay. Well, I'd recorded the last game and it just didn't record. So I'm just going to do a voiceover on that one. Let's just bring the bishop here because I thought it was a really good game. So annoying, you think if you recorded it and nothing. Let's bring the bishop here and support the knight. Let's castle. We see this bishop off. This one. Right. Just take a moment now. These sort of positions can get a bit messed up. We like this. Let's capture. We like this. And let's capture. I was going fast, I'd have taken here because I'm attacking the bishop. Move the king. It's coming greedy munching for the pawn. So it's a greedy munching queen. Oh, he's not doing it. Not doing it. He's seeing something better, so he's coming and attacking our bishop. Let's hit the bishop. Let's hit the bishop again. Lovely. Hit the bishop again. Oh, all this dancing, I'm hoping they're just losing better position. Knight's hunting here anyway. Queen's got this lovely spot. It's attacking our pawn here. Let's just ease this pawn up a little bit. Oh, that's what he's looking for. You know, I was so focused on this. Let's go here. It's a piece for a piece. So they've done all of that positioning type thing just to get the rook. But has it improved their position? This knight's not getting out of the game too soon. I suppose it could. Now we've got pieces raining in towards their king. Would be nice if this could go like this, could go like this. Let's do this. I'm not sure what that bishop move was, because maybe... Oh, it's making space for the knight. Making space for the knight. Let's jump here. We're going for a cheap shot. Cheapest shot in the world. Oh, we're not getting it. Are we getting any other cheapies though? Any sort of sacrifice? No, that don't work. Any sort of sacrifice? That don't work. There's got to be something. I'm feeling good about this position. I feel like we can pressure it somehow, but I'm not seeing it yet. What about this? So we take. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I think there's something here. It's attacking our... Oh, spoiling the party. Oh, he's got a fork. Boom, boom. Gets the fork. Take the knight. Yeah, okay, good. Take the knight, squeeze across here, and look for a mate that way. Obviously, that's not going to happen because they're kind of getting wise to the whole situation now. He's gone and protected the knight before this happens. We can bring the queen here. Yeah, it looks like they're wise to the party. I'm going to bring the queen here. Knight's attacking our queen. I'm going to swing across here, attacking the pawn. Probably getting myself in a whole heap of trouble here. Oh, we've got to check on his king. Anything else? So he's saving the pawn. Let's put a check on the king, just drops the pawn, defends it. We'll have a 2-on-1 here with the bishop and the knight. Maybe he doesn't do that. Maybe he goes for a queen exchange. Oh, he's not doing that. What does that give me then? I'm sure there's something here. Knight. I'm sure there's something here. What about the knight taking what we said? Get the rook here. When you feel there's something there, but the opponent can do theirs as well, but I just feel we have something. Are we doing the move order right? We're putting pieces towards the king area. It's how can we break down this wall? We have to sacrifice a piece of sorts. I think the knight's going to be doing the sacrificing. Don't know if we've got time to get the other knight into the game. To get to here, because we've got two pieces to defend in there. But the queen is down, he's feeling the pressure. Could have taken our knight actually, but no, the queen would have taken. So we could go for an exchange, but his knight is there. So they know that we can do the exchange, but his queen's not going to get involved in any of that. Knight takes, pawn takes. Rook takes with a check, king takes. Queen comes down with a check, king's running around a bit. It's nothing clear, but that's what I'm going to go with. Yep, I feel there's something. I mean, he's got this, hasn't he? He's got a check on our king here. He's going for the check on the king. I'm not sure. Does that lose them tempo doing that? Because I don't see any other attacks coming in. I'm still believing in the position we've got. We're taking that risk of taking that chance. It does take. We're going to take. Get the queen here. Does it look different once they've done that? Because the queen now is here and it wasn't there before. Nope, let's do that. I think he can probably escape. We get a check. He has to go back because he can't come down here. Oh, I was going to be taking there, but now he's because we had a 2-on-1. I was going to be taking with the bishop, but he loses his queen. There was something there after all. Fantastic. Lovely. That makes up for not recording that earlier game. I'll do a voiceover on that one. I'm going for the long pause now. Brilliant. I daredn't look at the evaluation because what was played. We took the risk, we took the chance. The opponent probably could have done something else, but it looked like they did attempt to try and block off what we were trying to do, and they had their opportunity of putting the check on our king type thing. So maybe if they'd done their earlier attack of the queen and the knight and the bishops coming towards our king area, we would have been in trouble. So we took the opportunity to take it to them and use the answer to chess and feel really good about that. Doesn't look like they're going to make a move anytime soon. Don't know if there's any move they can really make, really. Unless of course he can take my knight for some strange reason. We have a check. He can move here. He can move here. And that's it. He can't go anywhere else. Would we take the queen? You know, is there a checkmate? You know, that's the thing. Let's have a look at that. So if he goes here, queen can come here with a check. The king can't go down, and it can't go across. It can't go here, so the only place it can go is here. And then our queen can't go here because the bishop's defending. It can't go here because the knight's defending. They could go backwards and forwards, couldn't they? Queen putting a check on, he moves back again. Is there anything else? Where is it? So it's gone here. In any event, we'll just take the queen off the board. Okay. So it definitely looks like they've left the game now, and clear victory. I'm going to dare to look at the analysis. I said I wasn't going to because we played what we played and they played what they played. But I think we broke it down for our own senses during the game. I don't think we did anything too majorly wrong. It was just a matter of we were concerned about them being able to come round here type thing, you know, with the queen and the knight, and king is usually home alone in that sense. So we grab him, and now at this point here we're fairly comfortable with this type of maneuvers. But whether we played the next move right or not, I'm not too sure. We did move the king out of the way, which is fine, but it's the move after that. So now they're in, and we were so focused on them actually attacking the bishop, we didn't have any thoughts of them coming here attacking our rook. And so that was a minor oversight of mine, not fully looking at what the potential for that knight is. I'm thinking, oh yeah, coming for the bishop. So we attack the bishop. It's saying it's not happy with that, and we're attacking. We're happy with it. We're comfortable because we're feeling that we're giving them things to think about. We're attacking the bishop, and like the computer's showing, the opponent wasn't finding the best moves either, you know. So they were losing advantages. They had the advantage, then they lost it, just as we had. So we push the pawn up now because obviously the queen is on it, but then the knight is in attacking the rook. So we changed our mindset very quickly. It was a surprise. It's just a piece for a piece, so we're not going to lose any sleep over that. And we rationalized it in terms of, well, their knight's not going anywhere anytime soon. Their pieces look like they're on the other side of the board type thing. So if we can start targeting our pieces towards their king area, so we're starting looking to give them things to think about towards their king area. I know the computer's got +2 at the minute, and we're accepting the fact that yes, we're down a rook, so we're down the exchange, but it doesn't mean you've lost the game. I've always said that it doesn't mean you've lost the game just because you have lost a rook, but it was a piece for a piece, so you've got equal pieces. Even with the case with the pawns, if you're down a pawn, I know it's a bit tricky when you're playing over the board. I'm working on that. I'm trying not to be down the pawns, but if I am down the pawns, I've got to try and convert it to a better position for myself. So yeah, the advantage they had, they then lost it. Then again, we bring the knight up, thinking we're going to do something towards their king area. We can feel it, we can sense it. We don't know what it is, but we can feel it. We have a potential idea. So we're trying all these little cheap shots of attacking like the pawn here. It's got no protection. Queen comes round now. It's looking to defend that area because we were expecting them to do the fork thing, and they haven't done that. So now they're winning +2. Yeah, we're searching for something. Now it's +4. So as you can see, the computer's showing that they're kind of totally winning in a sense. But in our heads, we're saying, well, we feel there's something. I think that self-belief is the thing that helps you with the game. So we put the check on the king. We're saying, well, maybe they could push this type thing, maybe, but we do have a 2-on-1 here. And they move the king back. So now we bring the rook in. So we're trying to get more pieces involved in the game. We feel there's something here. We feel they're a little, in our heads, we feel they're a little bit out of sorts because their rooks aren't linked up. And we're basically circumventing that by being active with all our other pieces, potentially giving them something to think about, because the power of the rooks is not being used, and that is the advantage of their position at the minute. Queen comes down, it's just blocking off, and we're going for the attack. I know the computer wasn't going to be happy with any of this sacrificing stuff. It never is. But if you're playing like a humanoid, you can sometimes get away with these things. So there were potential moves that the opponent could have made to circumvent all of this, but they didn't. So we moved the king. Always got to remember that, you know, play your over the board games, you take them back home, and you've had a glorious victory or a glorious draw, and then when you look at it and you go, oh my god, they could have won in 2 moves, or they could have, so what, it didn't happen. You know, chalk it up as experience and live to fight another day. So that's okay, don't get bent out of shape. So again, we're trying to give them things to think about, and just putting the check on the king. And again, we're just thinking, if we can keep putting checks on, giving them something to think about, maybe it's going to improve our position on the board. So we put a check on, and as you can see at the computer at that point in time, it's still showing +2. So there were things that they could potentially have done to have improved their position. But they moved the king out of the way. Let's have a look at what it could have done. What's it saying? King F1. So it's saying moving it back here. So looking for more for a draw type thing. because all I've been doing is hitting it and hitting it. But anyway, we're not playing against the computer. Then we can bring the knight up, and then we've got the queen, and that was it. So the smallest of details, up and down of the gauge bar with the computer. The opponent had advantages, we had advantages, but the one that took the advantage more so was our risk taking during this game. And plus, we're not playing a computer, so they didn't find the ideal moves. So happy with that as well. Well played to my opponent. Cheers. Okay, this is the voiceover of the game that I didn't record. I thought I'd recorded it, but I hadn't recorded it. We bring the knight out, just supporting the pawn. And just developing the bishop now, supporting, basically trying to prevent this from coming here, and as usual for the fried liver, but they can do this with some funky ideas. So bringing the knight up, just making space for castling. Waiting to see what they're going to do. Are they developing the bishops out, getting the knight out, getting the rook involved? We're looking to basically try and open up, maybe attacking the bishop, make some space, attacking. Oh, okay, so they've gone with this, so I think this one will work for us. We would take, but we're not really in the fan of all this pawn pushing down business, so we're going to push. If they do push, we can attack the bishop. If they take, then we'll take probably with the knight. I think the computer takes with the pawn, but I would take with the knight. I think attacking the bishop, we've got to be mindful. We've got to make some space, as I probably mentioned before. Make some space because this pawn will be coming to attack the knight. Depending on what they do though, if the bishop comes here, we're going to hit. Okay, so we can hit the bishop. Got to be mindful that this pawn may potentially come and hit the knight. I think they're going to do that personally, but they may not. They may just move the bishop out of the way, then we'll chase it around a bit. So they have done. So I think our options, we could move the knight, but I think we'll just take. If they grab, then our queen can take their pawn. We're going to be +1 out of that exchange. It's not a bad position. Out the queen, bishop's coming and attacked us, so we can come and sit here. We could sit back here, and we could push the pawn, but that's not going to be any good. I think probably bringing the queen here with potential aspects of maybe getting a double with the rooks onto the pawn. I think that's the safest option because this bishop will be chasing us if we went here. Might as well come here. Potential idea. Just x-raying through to the queen seems appropriate. Gets that developed out of the way. And then potentially coming here with a 2-on-1. Just trying to get the pieces active. Looking at potential weaknesses. And they're moving dead quick. So they're hitting here. We could hit them with the pawn just to get it out of the way. We don't really want that, having a strong base, and then basically from there we could look to attack this pawn. Not that we're pawn grabbing, but we're looking at improving our position. The position looks a bit better if we can get the queen up there somehow. Okay, this pawn doesn't have any protection on, so he could potentially just attack here because this pawn is nicely supported by that. We are attacking the bishop. It is making space for potentially doing this, but at this moment in time the bishop is on the pawn. Could do some of this. Depends on what the opponent does. If they come and attack, I think there's knights hunt the bishops in our mantra, so we should just simply capture the bishop and then look to develop here. Depending on if the queen takes. So if the queen takes, bear in mind our queen is defending the pawn, so we could work that. I think the knight taking the bishop is going to be a goer for us. Just thinking of anything else, but I think that's the one. Knight's not taking because the bishop will take, so the queen will be taking. Give us that opportunity. Oh, the knight takes. Okay. So definitely gives us the opportunity. Maybe the queen can come here and attack this pawn. Attacking the rook. Making space to get the rook here. Looks a bit more active, doesn't it? I think the key thing is getting up here. This pawn doesn't have any protection either. But we won't have an angle to get towards that. Bishop's got the attack on the knight as well. There's some X-ray type thing. Looking for the 2-on-1. Keeping it simple. We're expecting the rook to come here to defend, which means our queen could potentially come here and attack the pawn. Not that I like pawn grabbing with the queen in any way, shape. But it doesn't look like it would hurt us if we did do that. It's just the queen would be on the other side of the board. And we just don't like that, especially when our king is home alone with a flat rook. I think moving here, I mean, the bishop is looking, we could get like a 2-on-1 on this. That looks very arty, doesn't it? Queen here, bishop here, because the knight's not going to be taken because they would lose. Yeah, so bringing the queen up, it's attacking the pawn with potential idea of getting the bishop here and doing some fancy business. Shock of my life, rook's coming here. We didn't reckon on that. We didn't reckon on that. Right, so we could squeeze in here. But I think if we squeeze in here, we're going to get trapped. He comes there. Suppose we've got this, but then he's got this, and then definitely trapped. We can't come here because then the knight will take. So definitely not that. I think we're going to have to come all the way back. I think we're going to have to come all the way back. Because if we come here, his knight can attack. Can attack. Yeah. Didn't reckon on that rook move. These things are sent to testers. You do all the calculation and then the opponent does something you don't expect. We're currently +2, so moving the queen down to the safe zone. We checked all the areas where it was potentially going to be safe and we've moved it back. It always feels annoying having to retreat your pieces, but I think practicing that as an art does improve your game, you know, learning to retreat to a safe zone. So we still have this pressure on this pawn. He's attacking our bishop. I think knee-jerk reaction is just to bring the bishop here, and then as you can see we're going to have 3 pieces on this pawn. We've got this, and then obviously the bishop all hitting this pawn. So that'll work in our favour. If the rook moves back, then the bishop can take. It'll be on the queen. Queen move. Only problem is though, the rook would be x-raying through to the queen. I suppose we can just move the queen out of the way. Yeah, I think that would work. The smallest of details. Fine X-raying through, consistent attacking the weak pawn. Just based off of the opponent's responses, you know, because they've not defended that area, doesn't mean we've won the game, and they could have done other things to prevent this type of positioning and be more attacking. But rooks in the center of the board don't usually have a place unless of course it's to your benefit properly. But just because you've won a rook doesn't mean you've won the game, as we've shown in the previous game. So we'll take this rook off the board. We can't take the pawn because the rook is there and the queen is supporting. Can't attack the queen. Could come back here, attacking the pawn with the queen. The knight is not really getting in at the minute, so I don't think I'm too concerned about any of that. So yeah, get the queen up, attacking the pawn. If we can take it, then we would actually be on the rook. Depends what they're doing next though. But I think our dark square bishop is doing a good job blocking off the potential movement of the knight towards our king area to help support their queen attack. So it looks like they're making space for their king. I think we could go ahead quite nicely and attack the pawn. We're also now on the rook, as we mentioned. If they're asleep, then we can grab it. It looks like they're taking a long time, so... Oh! And they've actually... I don't know what that is, but I think we can take the rook with the check on the king. And we are actually on their knight as well. But our pawn is also here, so they've moved the knight, but we can now take this knight. It looks like there doesn't look like there's any immediate threats. Bishop can just move quite nicely here and take the queen off the board. Well, attack the queen. It's improved positionally for us. So we should be able to take this pawn off the board and maybe start some type of maneuvers towards the king. Yep. I think we'll just take rooks on the back. Queen's not coming down here. And that's the game. They resigned.